Gonna be on the show? You said you want to be on the show?
However you want to rock it, baby. Have you ever had Kenny Rogers on the show?
No.
Wait, there you go.
You actually are going to be on the show if you're sitting there, just letting you know.
Huh?
You are going to be on the show if you're sitting there. Just letting you know.
What time you start?
Now?
Seriously?
No, dead serious, yeah.
Oh.
Let's say you're welcome to join, just be prepared.
No, I don't want to drop your ratings.
I'm trying to gain viewers, man. Losing.
We tried starting earlier, but circumstances.
You are tuning in to the Cigar Guys podcast, where aficionados and newcomers alike gather to explore the vast cigar universe. Meet your host, Alexander Gonzalez, Mark Nikollaj, his big little brother Zachary Nikollaj, and Jared Burrows. So sit back, light up, and let's get the conversation started.
Thank you guys for tuning into a special episode of the Cigar Guys podcast. Myself, Alex, Jared, and Mark are here in the Boardroom, one of our favorite spots to crash is the appropriate term, I think, crash. No, but we're here at the official launch of the Chairman cigar by Blend & Barrel. So we're really excited about that. Jared and I are smoking the Chairman Presidente, and Mark is actually dug into a gift we got, the Party Favors tin. Look at that. Actually, that's engraved with, is that the Cigar Guys logo? Engraved with the see it, but yeah. It's engraved with the Cigar Guys logo. Tom gave us a little surprise. Tom's the owner of Blend & Barrel. He gave us a nice little surprise. We got these tins right here, Cigar Guys logo with Party Favors right here. Nice little Cuban-esque imagery here. And then we've got, open it up inside, all the different Party Favors here. It tells you too, color coordinated, Connecticut, Habano, Sumatra, and Maduro. Matchbox included. And I think, Mark, that coast, or what is that called? What do you call those things? Koozies. That's magnetic?
Yeah, pretty cool.
It is magnetic, yeah.
Fix it in.
It's awesome.
So you get a magnetic koozie for your beer when you're on the go in your golf cart, committing crimes against the state of Florida or wherever state you live, but neither here nor there. Busy day. Mark missed all of it, but that's as expected.
He's here now. That's all that matters.
We just did Jared and I just did an interview for a series coming out next year, Q2 of next year, called The Chairman. It's going to be available on Amazon Prime here, and it's going to be distributed worldwide, so I'm told. So we're very excited to see that in a year's time.
Can you give us a little preview on what it's about?
Yeah, basically it's a lifestyle type show with partial focus around premium cigars. Tom is very involved in this show, Tom, the owner of Blend & Barrel. Yeah. So kind of following him around, his entrepreneurial lifestyle, the cigars as well. So we'll be featured in that in one of the episodes. I know that they're going all around the country. I think they did one in New Orleans and a bunch of other stuff. So be on the lookout for that. I'm sure we'll do an update when it comes out in a year or so. But yeah, so far, what do you think about this Chairman Presidente cigar?
I have to say, when I first took out this wrapper, I just love the aesthetic. I love the wrapper itself.
Yeah, it's a beautiful band.
And the band is amazing. It's similar to the Party Favors, but it's like a next level, so to speak.
Yeah.
I would say, cutting it was really nice. So far, the draw has been perfect. And it's just so smooth.
Very smooth cigar. Even the Party Favors are fantastic. Draw, construction, everything's great. Flavor's great. This is just a little more of a step up. Still same great draw, great construction. Different blend from the rest, obviously. I'm really enjoying it. It is not as like spicy as I thought it would be. That's kind of what I envisioned it to be, but it's very
spicier as
smooth.
it got down, but I haven't, till this point, I haven't noticed much spice.
It is picking up a little
It's
bit,
picking up.
but yeah,
the Maduro.
It's not
Crazy full body?
No, it's not. But I'm fine with that. Me personally, I've been moving away from like super full body stuff. If that makes sense.
That's fine because I've been moving towards it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Mark and I always switch
100%.
preferred tastes. But no, so we first of all are grateful to be here, grateful to try the cigar. Of course, we've had the party favors many times. Very grateful for Tom hooking us up with our personalized party favorite tins.
Yeah, it's very cool actually.
But yeah, we're here. We're gonna enjoy some food, enjoy some drinks. Maybe have some surprise guests come in. We'll see. But yeah, I'm sure we'll hear your thoughts on the cigar afterwards. I think Mark kind of came in a little late, but we'll get him a chairman. What are you smoking? Which party favorite?
I'm smoking a Sumatra. It's actually my favorite one out of the bunch.
I agree. That's the best one.
I think I would agree. I think most people, from what we've heard, the Sumatra is their favorite. And usually, at least in the past, Sumatra with wrapped cigars haven't been as popular. But more companies, more brands are making Sumatra wrapped cigars.
Yeah, they're kind of like Maduro-esque, but not really, if that makes sense.
I would say, too, a lot of times, if you do it right, more flavor
Than Maduro?
than like a Maduro.
I think it's not as spicy. It's like a less spicy version of one.
Maybe, yeah.
So what would you say, now that we've all tried the party favorites, what would you say is your favorite? We all agree with the Sumatra's number one. What would be everyone's number two?
Probably the Maduro.
I would say so, too. I think the proper way to do it is smoke a Sumatra and then follow it up with that Maduro. That's the optimal way to do it, in my opinion. Because I think the Maduro actually tastes better as a second cigar. Meaning, like, if I start with it, it's good, but I think it's better when you follow it up.
Well, what time of the day, though? Because naturally, you're going to have like a Connecticut in the morning by itself with the coffee. So would you go Connecticut, Habano, Sumatra, then the Maduro?
If you're going to smoke all four in one sitting, I would say that's definitely the way to do it, just because it progressively gets more strong.
Or just like throughout
I'm
the
the
day?
opposite, though. I go strong and lighter towards the end.
Okay.
And we did talk to somebody else, too, on the podcast that did that also. They finished it off with
Jose Manuel, when we interviewed him at PCA, he said he prefers to start with a darker, stronger cigar first thing in the morning. And his last cigar is going to be something lighter, some sort of Connecticut. We talked about this before, too. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air.
I agree.
At the end of the night.
Yeah, I agree. It's just when I'm leaving, I don't really want that strong taste in my mouth. I think that's really what it is.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree. I started doing that more. I know you've been doing that for a bit now. So it's not like you copied anyone. Mark actually invented this maneuver.
Yeah, I think I foresee a trend starting.
Yeah.
It's called like the Mark smoking method.
The
I like
Mark
that.
smoking method.
Yeah. You smoke on the Mark, you know?
This guy's full of himself. But I'm drinking a customized cocktail, the espresso old fashioned, which is actually made with tequila, real espresso, and a couple other things. But it's become my new favorite cocktail, me personally.
You said it's a tequila old fashioned?
It's a espresso old fashioned made with tequila.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So it's kind of like a espresso martini turned into an old fashioned.
Yeah, I like those, but I subtract the espresso, the bitters, the cherry, and the Q, and I substitute that tequila for whiskey.
Exactly.
Okay.
I feel like Alex has been on a tequila kick for a little bit, though.
It's kind of worrying me, you
It's
know?
kind of going back and forth. But maybe he can change his palate. Maybe we can all give it a chance ourselves.
But notice how my mood has been so much better in 2025.
Well, are you saying whiskey makes you angry?
Not angry, but I think the tequila makes you feel better.
Huh.
I'd have to disagree. What about you, Jared?
I think tequila brings a little spice to your life, but I wouldn't say it makes me feel better. I think whiskey makes you feel great.
I think the way I see it is Mark drinks whiskey, he becomes more familiar with his emotions because he's naturally an angry person. So drinking the whiskey brings him back to his natural state.
I think Mark is perpetually smiling 24/7.
So your argument is that he is trying to balance himself out. He's too happy and he has to bring himself down.
How you feeling right now, Mark?
I haven't had my whiskey yet, so can't really tell you so.
What are you drinking?
Coke Zero. Lent is over, so now I can drink my Coke.
Oh man.
So you gave up soda
Soda,
for
yeah.
40 days.
40 days, 40 nights.
Didn't break it once?
Not once. Surprisingly, I usually always fuck up like 1 or 2 times.
I was going to say, you're a better man than most. Some people we know who may have broken their fast.
yeah,
I won't say names.
next year I'm going to go straight on a food fast.
Just all food?
40 days, 40 nights, no food.
Okay. This guy thinks he's Jesus now.
If he can do it, I can do it.
What about water?
I'm definitely going to drink water.
Okay. Just water.
Maybe some Diet Coke in there. Or Coke Zero.
What do you love about that aspartame? Is it the aspartame itself?
I just think it tastes better.
Than
you think-
actual Coke itself?
Do you think
Yeah.
that you're going to run into problems when RFK gets his way?
No, because Trump drinks Diet Coke. So
Is that why you do it?
no, I really think it tastes better.
But that's Coke Zero.
And to me,
So
when
is
you
it Coke Zero or Diet Coke do you like? Or is it secretly the same thing, just different brand?
no, they're different. They taste different.
I would say that Coke Zero is probably worse than Diet Coke taste, in my opinion. Real Coke is the best, obviously.
The thing
And
about
Mexican Coke is above all that.
Yes.
I do like, yeah. Mexican Coke is better than Coke Zero.
Do you just feel like you're a better person because you drink the diet version?
I just think if I drink a regular Coke, for some reason my body feels way worse. And then I drink Coke Zero, and I think the aspartame gives me like a little, mood feel good. If I could drink straight aspartame, I probably would do it.
How do you think that would affect you as a person?
In a positive way.
Wait, say that again?
If I could drink straight aspartame,
You know, aspartame is like not actually good for you.
So
in small doses, it doesn't really do anything.
Well, okay, so when are you gonna start taking smaller doses?
Just like
You think you just stop for 40 days, it cancels it out?
it's just like mercury, right? Small doses doesn't really matter.
I'm a loss of words. So
It's like
basically,
lead.
Lead, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, think about it. In your fish, right? Small hint of that in there. You know?
even the sushi grade?
Yeah, all fish, especially swordfish. Small amounts of something don't always equate to a bad thing.
What about caviar?
I hate caviar.
I don't care for caviar.
I just think it's like strong, really fishy.
I think people eat it because it's expensive.
Yeah, for sure. And it doesn't even pair well with cigars. So
At the end of the day, I think that's the whole focus is like, what is going to pair well with my cigar? Because we're always smoking cigars. So I think, kind of like we talked in the interview, we base our food off that, we base our drink off that.
It's almost like we plan our entire day around cigars.
Some of us do. Do you smoke a cigar while you work?
no, but I could if I wanted.
Now, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, next time we're doing a ground up and I'm there for the ground part.
Can you actually? Like, would they allow that?
Can you just light it up?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Do people smoke cigarettes on the job?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Kids are already outside anyways.
Yeah, you're outside. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Interesting.
If I was on a ground up by myself, I probably would do it.
Yeah?
100%.
Can you turn his mic on for him? We're being interrupted by
Very rudely, by the way.
very rudely interrupted. Even though I told him
Do you know
to.
this guy?
My most sincere apologies.
Can we get security? Hey, Shad, do you mind grabbing security?
This is impact class if you throw me through it. God knows what happens.
I think the viewers would love to see that. Maybe next time.
Okay, fair.
We're joined by, of course, Shiah Goldberg. again, thanks again for having us.
Really
in the
appreciate
boardroom.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
And we were talking about our gifts. We're very grateful for you and Tom for hooking us up with these beautiful tins here of the party favors.
Of course.
Yeah, this is a very nice painting cover thing on the front of the tin.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting all the compliments. I don't know what to do with myself.
I'll dial it back.
Okay, perfect.
So,
But what I would have, I didn't, you know, I think what I would have done.
Yes,
right?
please tell me. Absolutely, that's better. I'm more comfortable with this.
So we're enjoying. Some of us right now are enjoying the chairman for the first time. Impressed. I mean, I didn't doubt you at all, of course, but I just want to tell you officially, it is a very good cigar.
Thank you.
And I know you and Tom are the guys behind the cigar, correct?
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, so the Chairman is a very limited. It's a collection. So this is the first version of a collection, a series of cigars. If you think about like short runs or limited production models, so on and so forth. This was a collaboration originally between Tom and Didier, who's the gentleman who made the cigar for us. Actually, well before I was even involved in the company. The idea was, first and foremost, Tom likes Padron 50th. So San Andres is kind of the flavor profile that he's had a real affinity for, even before I ruined the fact that it isn't entirely Nicaraguan and told him it was San Andres Maduro. And then Didier also makes a San Andres that Tom was in love with. So the concept was, I want to do a San Andres wrap cigar, but one that isn't like the things that I already love. It's got to be unique, got to be different. And then when I started reconnecting with Tom and then us working together, I basically helped move that across the finish line. So we did a little bit of tweaking, both from the construction, from the structure of the cigar, and then Didier made adjustments on the fillers. So each of the three sizes have slightly unique filler recipes. Not only the portions, but the actual tobacco themselves. Like, for example, the Short Robusto has Ometepe in it, which is the only one. So what I like to say is you know that these cigars are from the same family, but they're like brothers. They have their own personalities.
Gotcha, yeah. Much like the Albanian brothers we have on the podcast.
Exactly. Precisely. In fact, I like to say before I even knew you, I was thinking of you when I made this.
That's so sweet.
So that's why we keep coming back here.
I felt it.
Yeah.
So there's three sizes. You can talk about the sizes and stuff too.
Yes, of course. So the Short Robusto, which is what I'm enjoying currently. This is a 4.5 by 54. Then we did a Toro Grande. Didier is known for larger ring gauge cigars. So I was very excited to see what he was capable of doing in his outside of his comfort zone. But the Toro Grande is definitely the signature 58 by 6. And then the Presidente, which will be the most limited of the line. For this initial run, we have done a very small number of boxes in production. They will be, launching here tonight and then Cocoa Beach for tomorrow evening. And then we have some retail partners that are already set up. The Presidente will only exist in the retail lounges that we're also building custom, like desktop, standing, but half cabinet, like furniture cabinet style humidors. So we're going to make 6 of those. The 6 people who purchase and display or resell, whichever the case may be, the humidors will have access to the President, and otherwise that cigar will only be available here.
Gotcha. So you said this is the first of a series. So when this limited run starts to run out, there's going to be a new version of the Chairman?
So yes, well, more than likely this one, and the concept is because of the aging and the way that we're processing the tobacco, which is not to say that other people aren't doing it, because it's our version of kind of like spend all the money possible to make the best possible cigar. Fortunately for us, this project with Didier, we do have more tobacco to be able to replicate these, and they've already been made in a time where, so the cigars that we're smoking now, the one that I'm enjoying, once they were rolled, they were also aged for another year. So there is another round of production that's coming that will fit that.
Gotcha.
But the whole concept is really working with different cigar makers with different flavor profiles, and then utilizing smaller quantities of limited tobaccos. So essentially, we'll be able to make whatever we can make for each series.
Okay.
It's never going to be pushed. Now, of course, if we find something that is an absolute hot sell and we have the ability to consistently make it, fantastic. But the idea is once the tobacco is gone, we're not going to try and bend ourselves backwards or duplicate the cigar with different materials. It will just go away.
Gotcha. Would you say that some brands maybe they run into issues when they do try to take a certain line and continue it and make it the same, because we talked about this before, the tobacco is always changing. Do you see some people running into an issue when they try to maintain that same flavor profile for years and years to come?
Yeah. So one of my favorite versions of this story, and I would say in my opinion, one of the greatest success stories from this is Dion from Illusion. So in the beginning, in the early eras of Illusion, when he was mostly working with Rices and Tropical, he would be at the factory once a month to test different samples, different bundles, and make sure that they were smoking consistently. Because even if you're buying on the same tobacco from the same farms, if it's a different year, different sunlight, different rainfall, the tobacco is slightly adjusted. One of the things that I got to witness with Davidoff is we actually keep an archive, keep an archive, an inventory of rolled cigars over the years, so that as they're producing a new version of that cigar, meaning this year, you know what I mean, same recipe, but they'll actually smoke them side by side with previous years to maintain that.
Right.
Those I would say would be the two greatest successes of that. Obviously, Padron kind of lives in an island all by themselves. They just consistently make great cigars that are always the same. I don't know how they do it, but I'm not going to question it because it's amazing. And then you also have the challenges of being able to try and replicate that. Or even, in many cases, brand owners who aren't aware of the variations. And if you're not instructing the factory to take the extra step to make sure that they're consistently, not only the recipe, but they're consistently tasting and smoking like previous versions, they're not going to do it. So yeah, I would say it's definitely a necessary step to try and produce a consistent, ongoing line. Like our party favorites, right? That cigar is designed to exist forever. As we do production runs, I always keep roughly 100 of each in the production run, so we can taste them not only versus the next version, but 10 years from now, I can go back to the first one and make sure they're still consistently tasting.
Gotcha, yeah. So you would say it's definitely possible for brands to do that. You just have to know how to do it properly.
And the people who actually touch the product are the successful. Like Dion, as an example, you know, he was working very closely with the factory, and he's one of the best, in my opinion, as far as tobacco and tastes in general. But if it wasn't for the Arsenio Ramos, for example, Tropical Aganorsa, those kinds of people who understand when someone comes in who is that passionate about it, and they're usually excited about the opportunity to try and meet that.
Right, yeah.
Doable, but not easy.
So let's talk about the event for tonight. Right now, we have managed to sneak into the Boardroom, which is the free cocktail party. But you can kind of go through like what tonight holds in store for us.
Sure. So first off, there's no sneaking. You're part of the family, all of you.
Thank you.
That being said, I will throw the curtain over you on the way out, and we'll just cut you out the back door. This is kind of our VIP pre-party. This is a package. So it's all of the cigars that we made, our bottle of the chairman, our single barrel select, double oak whiskey, and then everything will be personalized. They can have the bottles in bag before they leave this evening. At 7 o'clock is when we actually open up for the general launch party. That is open to everybody. Currently, the cigars are sitting in the humidor. They're blocked by a curtain. The curtain will come down, and the cigars will be introduced to everybody, all of our regulars, fans of Blend and Burrow, anybody who's in attendance tonight.
Very nice. But yeah, I mean, we're very excited about that. And again, like in all honesty, it is a very good cigar. And when you said Padron 50, because that's kind of like what Tom was looking for, it's definitely a similar experience. I would say, in my opinion, not as strong and spicy as the Padron 50. It's definitely more of a smooth smoke overall. But the flavor is in that same realm of enjoyment when it comes to the Padron 50.
Very high praise. So
yeah.
I'm happy to hear that, and thank you.
Absolutely,
Very
yeah.
high praise.
Yeah. So, I mean, great cigar. If you're in the area, if you're ever visiting, definitely come check out Blend and Barrel once again, as we always say. Try the chairman, and of course, some party favors as well. Nothing but praise for the party favors. We've been enjoying them for a few months now since they've come out.
Yeah, but now they can buy a cool little tin.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know these tins were initially limited. Are you going to continue to make more of the tins? Okay.
So we also did that as a kind of pre-sale. The tins will be of a limited selection. We would probably do those ongoing with new themes and new concepts and new projects moving forward. But this is the first one. This was the pre-sale. This is how we launched the concept of the collection case with the party favors. And the idea is either Tom or myself, as we're inspired to do new versions of this, new projects, even new cigar makers in the party favors line. We do limited runs and so on and so forth. If we make those steps, they'll have unique cases to go along with it.
No, absolutely, yeah. And we were talking about before you sat down the tins too. The imagery is very cool, very nice, and the fact that you guys put color coded each blend, Connecticut, Habano, Sumatra, Maduro. Very obviously there was a lot of thought put into this particular product right here.
Yeah, thank you. That was both of us and our whole team. My time in this business, I've had the unique advantage of pretty much working on every side of the cigar business, and I can honestly say that this is a product that is designed to be valuable to the retailer and easy for the consumer. In that tin, also the top piece is a matchbox.
Yes.
That's magnetic, so it comes out of the tin, but also because it strikes on the box, they're not striking any matches, that's actually travel safe.
Okay.
So it was an even thought process of, I'm really tired of losing my torches. Now, obviously, if you're on a boat, those matches are going to be almost useless. But anywhere else that you could think to smoke a cigar while you're traveling, if you have your case with you, you don't need to bring a torch with you. Less than 20 matches through TSA that are not striking anywhere are airplane friendly.
And I would say too, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I noticed that the matches were different colors, and they match the colors of the ribbons on the party favors.
You were very astute, very observant. Yeah, and I mean, it speaks to your compliment in the beginning. We really tried to look at this from every possible way, and also because it's intended to be a daily driver cigar and an ongoing cigar brand, it's very hard to distinguish yourself. And it's to the point now where if you don't start, if you smoke these cigars and you don't recognize the colors and all the things that we're doing between the coasters, the tins, the matches, so on and so forth, you're simply not paying attention.
You hear that, Jared?
I did.
Well,
Pay more attention.
in his defense, he's colorblind, so he probably didn't even realize.
All of Jared's stuff are the same. They're all the same color.
It's true.
Wow. So
Which is your favorite?
So I have to like
That's a yellow.
taste test the cigars to find the Sumatra.
Perfect. So anytime I see two at once, I know they're just trying to figure out which one is your go-to.
Exactly. But I'll still smoke both of them though.
it's
Fantastic.
basically a wild card.
Well, I don't want to take up your entire show, but I'm really happy that you guys joined us.
No, thanks for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here with us tonight.
Of course.
The gift is just a small token of our appreciation.
We appreciate you guys as well.
We
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Don't worry.
Let's see if you can figure it out. Wow. Look at that. Shiah Goldberg, everybody.
Round of applause.
Like we said in round of applause. Like we said in our interview earlier, both Shiah and Tom are fantastic hosts. Not just in the lounge, but all the events that they do. They know how to throw a party. I know you guys can't see it, but they've got the food catered. They've got cocktails all around. Everyone's enjoying themselves. And then here in a bit, we're going to go into the main lounge and enjoy more cigars with everyone else. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I wasn't blowing smoke. I am impressed with the cigar. So definitely, if you're in the area, come check us. Check out the chairman. Check out the party favors. And maybe you'll catch us in here. We've run into people that watch our show or our social media. You specifically.
Yeah, him, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say more here than any other cigar bar.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, here
Which
too.
is cool, you know?
Yeah, here too. I think it's more. This is one of the more laid back spots. Like the lounge is very roomy.
Yeah,
It's not like it's not really ever unless they throw a party like this. It's never congested. So like if you walk in, you see someone. You know, like someone sees Mark for whatever reason, they always recognize Mark, and they go, "Oh, that's one of the Cigar Guys."
Yeah, you know what it is? It's just real recognize real. So when they see me, they're
my.
like, "This is the realest cigar guy I've ever seen in my life."
We have to let it slide because he did compliment the viewers. They're also real. He basically said that we're not real, but he and everyone else is.
Thank you for recognizing that. You're very
Astute.
vigilant today.
That is true. I am very vigilant today. However, Mark doesn't recognize other people, so that's where the that's where the downfall comes into play.
Well, luckily, when someone sees you on TikTok, you just say, "Oh yeah, thanks for watching." You don't have to really get too deep into it.
Yeah.
We were at
I will say I'm
PCA.
very bad with names, remembering people. Yeah, when we were at PCA.
He's like, who is that? I'm like, we've known this guy for like 3 years.
He's like, we're going to see David. I'm like, who?
Yeah, Mark still doesn't know who David actually is, even though David's given him a number of cigars from Sanparai.
No, you know what it is? That like we were scheduled to see so many people that when you said David, like I didn't think our buddy David. I was thinking like, oh, who's this other guy David?
Oh, more work. No, that's funny, but yeah, it's okay. I'm here to help. But these were also at PCA. They had Didier, as he said, they had a booth there at PCA, and the chairman was kind of like their sneak peek. They also had a retailer event during PCA as well, so some select retailers were able to enjoy the chairman's cigars before we did. Kudos to them. I was kidding. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here soon. I was hoping Zach would show up, but it appears that he is not here yet. That's okay. We'll give him a break. But we'll run into him out there possibly and enjoy some chairman cigars together. We'll enjoy some party favors together. Hope you all had a great Easter. Did you have a great Easter?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
What'd you do?
I went to church.
Naturally.
Hung out with the family. Hung out with Jared.
Yep.
Oh, actually, we did hang out together on Easter.
We went to your house?
Yeah, that was on Easter.
Yeah, we did go to your house. Yeah.
You already forgot?
Yeah.
See, yeah, it's just
3 days
common thing.
ago.
Don't take it personally. Mark literally forgets who I am sometimes.
That's awesome.
I just gotta remember so much things. It's like the small stuff just kind of fade away.
Small hang out with the small stuff?
Oh. Yeah.
What about you for Easter?
Hang out with the parents, go to church, breakfast, gym, hang out with Mark. I remember.
I feel like we all had the same day.
Pretty much same day. It's
Yeah,
all
pretty much,
interwoven.
yeah.
And then it all meets at the end
Yeah.
when they come, they take my food, they take my cigars.
Yep.
Offered food, offered cigars.
That is true. But at the end of the day, we all enjoyed each other's company.
Yep. Outside of sushi, it's cool.
No Kobe this time though. Kobe's like your guys' go-to spot.
Yeah, they just weren't opening early enough.
But they did open. Oh yeah, that's right. Because they opened at like 5 or something.
Yeah.
So you had to settle for Bay Ridge.
Some of it, yeah.
Which is still great. Still great.
It's funny. It's like okay when it's not happy hour, It's like when you're not paying the happy
Gotcha.
hour price, it's like,
See,
Like
that's
there's better sushi if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, great, but they still have great prices. Like generally, they have great prices, but happy hour is definitely worth it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I think we're gonna keep going for a little bit just because they want some B-rolls. So we'll talk about some BS, I guess, if you could call it that.
all right, so this is where the podcasting ends. Now we're just kind of
Well, I mean, we'll see if we keep it in there. We did talk about on a different show, RFK officially, according to Jared and his sources, banned dyes in food as of Tuesday, 4 p.m. I believe.
Something like that.
yeah. I actually just saw the press conference about it, and people were saying, "Oh, it's going to raise food prices," but I mean, they're able to do it in Europe.
Ironically, removing ingredients should lower the food price, right? But the color will change, which would deter people from maybe buying it. Like salmon that's like dyed or enhanced, things like that.
Salmon's not typically enhanced with food coloring though.
What is?
Farm raised it.
Salmon. No, they feed it like a certain feed that enhances color.
Well, then that might change too. I don't know.
No, because what they feed the salmon is it's just a natural product that the salmon out in the wild get from the shrimp. So,
But isn't the dye in that too?
no, it's not really like a dye. It's just like it's like an enzyme or whatever from the shrimp.
So, like, what foods do we eat where it would change? I guess.
Just like mainly like honestly, it's just like a lot of candies, cereals.
Yeah. So lots of food
Like junk food?
Yeah, or like
processed food.
yeah, like big chain restaurants.
Well, that was a question I was struggling with on the other show. Is we were asked like, what foods will you miss
Exactly.
once this happens? And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
I don't think we're gonna miss a lot though.
Sodas will change.
I mean, yeah, but you're still gonna.
Yeah, in a
It's
can.
kind of like you said. In Europe, they just make them differently, better,
Exactly.
in my opinion.
Yeah, better. Yeah.
So, I mean, he thinks that there's gonna be uproar about the changes that are happening, and my argument against it is like, no one's gonna actually care that much.
I agree.
Number one, because that's the option you're given. Like, you're gonna drink the Coke regardless of how they're making it.
I think a lot of people that haven't traveled outside the States don't really realize how these products are virtually the same, just without these bad chemicals in there.
Exactly.
Like Fanta, for example, when you go to Europe, Fanta looks very different.
Fanta's a lot better in Europe.
But yeah, I agree. It's not as bad for you, and just because it's not glowing orange, some people might say it's not as good, but the fact that it's not glowing orange is actually a good thing.
Yeah, I just wonder what Mountain Dew's gonna look like.
Yeah, that's true. Well, too, they have like the red now and all the different ones.
So will they all be the same color, just different labels?
Well, my thing too is I feel like they could,
Kind of like cigars.
they could still make colored drinks and foods and stuff.
Oh, there's
With
a switch to a natural fruit.
Yeah. So that's why my argument is I don't see the problem. with
Maybe
what
the
they're doing.
natural would cost more than the artificial flavoring and colors.
Maybe,
Maybe
yeah.
that's maybe.
So then you balance like the whole thing of, do you want to have it bright orange or bright red or whatever, or do you kind of meet in the middle and just have it not look as presentable?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely possible to get coloring the way how you want it without these crazy chemicals. I mean, look at Burger King. They had that red bun burger with natural food coloring in it. So if they were able to do that, you're probably able to do whatever you want.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I don't see any issues with what's going to happen. It doesn't affect my cigars. It doesn't really affect the food I eat or drink. So
Yeah. Hopefully it'll cause less autism.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'll have to tell us.
maybe we can cure Mark.
Possible.
Impossible?
Possible. So I don't know if they're going to do footage or not. I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Once again, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the Cigar Guys podcast. Make sure you come check out Blend and Barrel and all the products they have to offer, including the Chairman, Party Favors. And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Maybe back in the studio, maybe on the go. Who knows?
Who knows? Anything's possible.
Anything is possible when you're with the Cigar Guys.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cigar Guys podcast. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the latest episodes. Looking for short form content? Check out all our social media accounts in the description below.